Have you ever wondered if a single word could change your body instantly? Not a chant, not a prayer you repeat for days, but one word spoken once, so clearly, so fully, that your cells have no choice but to obey. Thoth, in his forbidden book, left behind such a word. He wrote that if it is spoken in the right state, with the right breath, the body responds without hesitation. It does not need repetition. It does not require belief. It works because it is not a symbol or a metaphor. It is a command written in the original language your body understands. Vibration. The most surprising part is that you have probably already used this same power many times in your life, but not in your favor. Phrases like "I'm done" or "I can't take it anymore" are also commands. And when you spoke them, your body followed without question. This obedience has been with humanity from the beginning, but somewhere along the way, it was twisted, used unconsciously, and turned against the self. In the ancient world, before humanity's fall and vibration, there was no gap between what was felt and what became real. Spirit gave an order, and the body carried it out instantly. Words were sacred instruments, not casual noise. Every sound, every movement, every phrase had a direct effect on reality. The cells, tiny conscious sparks within the human temple, waited in stillness for the breath that would awaken them and tell them what to do. When the order came with clarity, biology reorganized itself without resistance. Pain dissolved, inflammation calmed, aging slowed, energy realigned. The connection between spirit and flesh was whole and unbroken. But over time, something changed. Words became empty shells. People began to repeat phrases without presence. The mouth moved, but the spirit no longer powered the sound. The cells, unable to tell the difference between a sacred decree and meaningless chatter, kept obeying. Now they were following chaotic, harmful orders. A quiet breakdown began, not with explosions, but with whispers. It happened in the shadows of everyday life, in careless phrases, in thoughts repeated without awareness, in emotional outbursts during pain or frustration. The body recorded each one as truth. "I'm exhausted. This is killing me. I can't take it anymore." Every time such words were spoken, the cells heard them as the voice of the Creator and acted accordingly, cutting off energy, disrupting systems, breaking balance, not out of malice, but out of loyalty. Thoth warned that humanity's illness was no accident. It was the result of repetition, harmful words, unresolved emotions, self-destructive thoughts spoken again and again became routine. Routine became programming. Programming became the body's reality. The body does not question whether a command comes from an awakened master or a distracted mind. It simply follows. Anger raises inflammation in the liver. Hopelessness drains the nervous system. Rejection makes the stomach turn away from nourishment. This obedience is both a divine gift and a dangerous risk, for it means creation is happening every moment, even when we believe we are only venting. These commands do not begin in the body. They start in the invisible layers, the subtle fields, and flow into the flesh. The spoken word is the final echo of a vibration that was born unseen. Thoth's warning was never an accusation against the body. It was a call to the soul to remember. The real betrayal came from forgetting the sacredness of the word, from speaking without presence, from believing that what is said carries no weight. That forgetfulness severed the link between spirit and body. But the grimoire does not end in despair. It holds the restoration code. The key is so simple that it was missed for generations. The breath. Breath is the living bridge between feeling and manifestation, between spirit and matter. Without the breath of presence, no command can truly be obeyed. There is no creative word without the life force that carries it. Thoth revealed the first act of restoration, the sacred breath Ankh-Neter. The name is vibrational, not poetic. Ankh means life and eternal renewal. Neter is the divine principle made manifest. Together, they form the silent command that repairs the broken link between body and awareness, reawakening the axis of creation. To use it, begin by returning to presence. Sit or stand with your spine tall but relaxed. Place one hand on your chest and one on your lower belly. Inhale slowly through the nose until the ribs and belly gently expand. Pause. Exhale softly through the mouth, as though fogging a mirror. Repeat until the mind is still and the body is listening. Then choose a command that is simple and matches the state you want to create. Feel that state in your body first. Peace, strength, clarity, healing. Let the word rise on your exhale, spoken only once, steady and clear. When it leaves your lips, let silence take over. Do not repeat it from doubt. Give the body time to respond. Replace harmful phrases with life-giving ones. I'm exhausted becomes energy returns now. This is killing me becomes my system protects and repairs. I can't take it anymore becomes I am steady and supported. Use your breath to deliver these new commands with presence. Over time, your cells will relearn your voice. They will trust it and act faster because the signal is pure. This is not about policing every word. It is about restoring the voice of the master over the noise of the mind. Your body will always obey the clearest voice. If that voice is frantic, the body mirrors chaos. If that voice is steady, the body mirrors order. Breath opens the bridge. The word walks across. One clear command, spoken with the breath of presence, can reshape you from the inside out. The ritual looks simple, yet its power runs deep. It is not meant to relax you or lull you into stillness. It is meant to awaken you. It is a call to stir your cells from their long sleep, to awaken your flesh, and to reignite the living word that once pulsed through you but has faded over time. Thoth speaks of three main command centers in the human body, three portals that, when brought into harmony through conscious breathing, begin to function again as a single, unified channel. These are the heart, the solar plexus, and the throat. The heart is an altar where emotions transform into pure vibration, where feeling becomes frequency that shapes the field around you. The solar plexus is a generator of will, a place where pure intention rises without resistance or hesitation. The throat is the throne of the sacred word, the point where intention is shaped into sound and sound becomes the carrier of creation itself. In the right, breathing is not casual. It is slow, deliberate, and guided with full presence. The first breath is drawn into the heart, not to seek comfort or joy, but to feel what is truly alive within you. There is no judgment here, only truth. Whatever is present is allowed to be felt fully. The second breath moves down to the solar plexus, awakening willpower and setting energy into motion, igniting the force that acts without inner conflict. The third breath rises into the throat, yet still there is no speaking, only silence. A silence that pulses, that gathers weight and charge. Only when the body has reorganized itself around the breath is the phrase spoken, not with the lips, but with the vibration that moves through the entire field. My body serves me because I am the living word. This is not a mantra to soothe the mind, but a decree to command the body. It marks the moment when the once rebellious, scattered body recognizes who leads it. The mind quiets, energy flows freely, the spirit anchors itself. The cells, having waited for years for a coherent command, hear the original sound that birthed them, and they do not just obey, they celebrate. This is their purpose, their joy. But this must be done with reverence. Repetition for the sake of repetition is empty. Each cycle of breath is a sacred lever, a reunion of soul and flesh, a reminder that you are not under the rule of the body. Your body is under the service of your consciousness. Thoth warns that if you wish for the word to create reality, you must first build a field in which it can do so, and that field is born from the breath. Without the field, the word is just noise. With it, the word becomes law. Even when this bridge has been restored, there remains a river within you that carries old commands, repeating them again and again no matter what you now intend. This river is the blood. To Thoth, blood is far more than vital fluid. It is Heka, a river of subtle power that flows between worlds. Each drop contains a precise vibrational record of everything that has been spoken, felt, and believed. The blood does not think, it transmits. It delivers the exact energetic command carried in the vibration of your words and beliefs. If the command is elevated, it carries strength and healing. If the command is destructive, it carries ruin. Even phrases that seem harmless, like "this runs in my family" or "my blood is weak," are received as binding orders. The blood takes these statements and builds them into biochemical pathways, not out of malice, but out of perfect loyalty. It does not debate with its carrier. It serves, always. But that loyalty without awareness becomes self-sabotage. Many illnesses are simply the body carrying out outdated orders. Anemia can mirror a deep sense of not being enough. High blood pressure can reflect tension from words never spoken. Chronic inflammation can carry the weight of old anger, buried but never resolved. Yet even in these states, the blood continues its work without pause. Thoth revealed in his grimoire a way to reverse the current, a vibrational key, a sound known as Sokai. This sound is not to be shouted or repeated without presence. It must be spoken during the silence after conscious breathing, when the heart is open and the field is fully aligned. Sokai is an activation that tells the blood to stop obeying the old commands. It does not erase your past, but it dissolves the pull of unconscious orders, like a river once thick with mud turning to crystal light. As the light flows, the cells receive new signals, and regeneration becomes possible, not because of some random miracle, but because the body is finally hearing commands that serve life. But Thoth also warned that there is something deeper than blood itself, something that shapes its orders before any word is ever spoken. This is the place where you hide the emotions you could not face, the things you have not had the courage to feel. This hidden storehouse is more dangerous than any physical poison, because unlike the blood which circulates, these emotions stagnate. They build zones of blockage in the field, silent noise that constantly emits invisible commands. Even if you think you are at peace, what you refuse to feel continues to vibrate, and everything that vibrates gives orders. The anger you swallow can harden into tension in the liver and stomach, eventually turning to acid, inflammation, or ulcers. Sadness you deny can settle in the lungs, reducing your capacity to breathe, robbing the soul of its breath. Fear you never acknowledge can lodge in the heart and adrenal glands, slowly draining away your life force. The body does not respond to the mask you wear or the positive words you speak. It listens to the real vibration you hold when no one is looking. In the grimoire, Thoth gave a ritual of transmutation to release this hidden poison. And it is not about pretending or forcing yourself to feel positive. It is about conscious vibrational reprogramming, a slow and truthful process. The first step is to name with precision what is alive inside you. It is not enough to say, I feel bad. You must speak the truth. I feel anger. I feel hurt. I feel fear. Naming draws the feeling out of the shadows and begins to dissolve its hold. The second step is to breathe into the place in the body where the feeling has taken root. This may sound strange, but when you place your attention and breath there, 3 slow, present breaths, you tell the body, I see you. I will not ignore you anymore. Only after this comes the third step, the command, spoken with complete authority, free of doubt or hesitation. Command revoked, release authorized, create only peace. This is not a request. It is a new energetic contract. The field hears it. The organ responds. The cells reorganize. Because for the first time, the command aligns with truth. This ritual needs no altar, no candles, no incense. It can be done in the silence of your bedroom or in the midst of a chaotic day, because it works in the space where everything begins, between what you feel and what you vibrate. Yet, even after an old command has been revoked, one final challenge remains. The way you issue your commands must be recognized by the body as command language. The body does not respond to pleasant phrases or poetic tones. It responds to exact vibrational patterns that trigger complete obedience. Thoth made it clear that the word is only obeyed when the inner structure of the being is whole. Speaking with force is not enough. The sound must be carried on a coherent architecture, or the command will scatter. The body will not reject it outright, but it will fail to respond, falling into confusion or collapse. At the center of the grimoire is a hidden map, a diagram that might seem to outsiders like a mere mystical design, but to the initiated it reveals the living geometry of the light body. Thoth explains that every organ, every system, every layer of the human form is built upon sacred geometric patterns. These are not just symbols. They are actual energetic structures that hold the harmony of the cells. The heart moves within a golden spiral, giving perfect rhythm to its expansion and contraction, ensuring emotional energy flows in balance. The lungs vibrate inside an octagon, the shape of balanced breathing between the inner and outer worlds. The liver operates upon a hexagon, the pattern that holds the alchemy between the material and the subtle. The kidneys follow the flow of a sine wave, a living curve that regulates emotional and energetic cleansing. When a person lives disconnected from their purpose, trapped in cycles of fear, numbness, or repetition, these forms distort. What was once harmony becomes noise, and the body's obedience to the living word begins to falter. The restoration of this inner geometry is the true foundation of command, for without it, no word, no matter how strong, can shape reality in the way it was meant to. When the inner energy begins to collapse, the body eventually mirrors that invisible breakdown. The heartbeat no longer keeps a steady rhythm. Breathing becomes shallow and strained. The natural flow of metabolism loses its order. The release of energy gets blocked. And the most damaging part is when the spoken word loses its strength, because there is no stable inner structure left to hold and deliver it. Thoth teaches that before a true command can be spoken, the inner temple must first be rebuilt. And for that, there is a sacred ritual. It is not simply about movement, nor is it just about sound. It is the precise union of gesture, voice, and intention, woven together in a specific sequence that brings the body back into alignment with its original geometric design. Each motion within this ritual is like a divine compass carving shapes into the energetic field. When an arm turns, it is not merely the muscles moving, it is restoring the octagon pattern of the lungs. When a hand is placed gently over the liver, it activates the sacred hexagon. The sound released is not decoration. It is a vibrational code tuned to match the spiral frequency of the heart. This practice must be approached with reverence, not as a lifeless technique, but as the reopening of an inner temple. When the body returns to its pure geometry, it becomes able once again to obey the sacred word, and something extraordinary unfolds. Pain fades without reason. Energy begins to flow again. The organs lighten and work in harmony because they recognize the environment that truly nourishes them. Yet even with the body's structure restored and its sacred patterns reactivated, one more element is still missing. Geometry is the foundation, and the word is the tool. But no temple can stand without an altar. Thoth reveals that this altar is not outside, not hidden in a distant sanctuary or object, but pulsing silently in the center of the chest. He calls it Mi'ab, the altar of the soul within the body. It is not just the physical heart, but the meeting point between the unseen and the seen, the place where the soul touches flesh. When a person lives out of alignment with their truth, this altar becomes corrupted, not physically, but vibrationally. The heart's electromagnetic field loses its coherence. The natural frequency that once radiated harmony begins to emit noise, subtle but powerful enough to disturb the alignment of every system in the body. This is why so many who speak the right words see no effect. Their commands come from the mind, from effort, and the body, which knows the true temple, will not respond to false authority. To restore this altar, there is a simple but absolute ritual: the alignment of heart and word. The hands are placed over the center of the chest, not as a mere symbol, but as a true act of presence, calling awareness back into the body. Then the triangular breath begins, an inhale rising from the base of the spine to the heart, a short pause at the chest, and a soft exhale descending into the belly. 3 points forming one sacred circuit. Only then is the decree spoken: I consecrate my heart as a temple. Only truth lives here. When spoken with full intention, the Mi'ab is reignited, and the body, now like a restored temple, becomes ready to hear the creative word. Once that word is spoken, there is no return. Thoth calls this the point of no return, a moment in which the universe bows to the sound of true presence. The tone does not matter. The volume does not matter. Only the source matters. From the mind, it is noise. From the aligned heart, it is ignition. The throat, once used for complaint, deception, or manipulation, becomes the throne of creative power. According to the grimoire, there are three kinds of speech. The speech that complains, rooted in the victim. The speech that influences, rooted in the ego. And the speech that decrees, rooted in inner truth. Only this last one can alter the biology of the body because it does not carry opinion. It carries a vibrational command. But even then, the sacred word cannot be spoken at just any time. Three conditions must be met. The breath must be sacred, the heart coherent, and the presence total. When these are aligned, a single phrase spoken only once can change the programming of the cells. This phrase is not taught in the beginning, nor revealed to those seeking shortcuts. It comes only as an inner revelation when the field is ready. And when it is spoken, the cells listen, because the vibration flows not only from the mouth, but from every layer of being. Yet there is a warning. No creative word can work if the soul is disconnected from the body. You must first reincarnate, not in the sense of being born into a new life, but by returning fully to yourself here and now. It is at this stage that Thoth discloses one of the most overlooked truths of the initiatic tradition. Sleep is not simply a pause. It is a sacred ceremony, a rebirth that occurs each night, though almost no one enters it with presence. The modern view treats sleep as a shutdown, but Thoth teaches that it is the opposite. Sleep is rebirth. True regeneration happens when one learns to fall asleep as an initiate, because in deep sleep the ego rests, and the rational mind, which doubts and resists, falls silent. In that space, the body's energetic structure can be dismantled and rebuilt without interference. But this does not occur automatically. For the rebirth to be real, sleep must be treated as a temple, a nightly portal of vibrational reconstruction known as nocturnal reincarnation. When preparing for this, the initiate does not simply lie down. They perform a silent rite, visualizing their body dissolving into stardust, returning to the original field of light. This is an imagined return, but real in the subtle field, a dismantling of the flesh not as death, but as a reset. In that moment, with eyes closed and soul fully present, the initiate whispers, not to the outside world, but to their own energy body, corpusum secundum exemplar perfeum. Let my body be reborn in the original pattern. This is not a symbolic phrase. It is a vibrational password. It does not need to be intellectually understood, only felt. It does not work on the mind, but in the field, and the field understands. The body needs no explanations, only clear and truthful commands. In that in-between place, between the visible and invisible, between falling asleep and dissolving into the field, the original blueprint of the body is reactivated. This is the most vulnerable and most powerful point in the daily spiritual journey, a moment when time stops. The flesh no longer resists, and the soul takes command. In the absolute silence, the word takes form, not as ordinary speech, but as a decree, a primordial sound that organizes light. When the field is clean, when the heart no longer holds fear, when the internal geometry is restored, and when the soul has fully returned to inhabit the body, the word is finally released. In the final pages of the forbidden grimoire, hidden between lines faded by time, lies a golden fragment written not with triumph, but with the quiet authority of one who delivers a final key, a key that only works when every other door has already been opened. The word that commands the body does not need repetition. It needs remembering. This memory does not come from thought. It comes from essence. The soul knows the vibration before the mind can even name it, and only those who have undergone every activation can speak it with truth. When all is ready, when the breath has been consecrated, the emotions released, the geometry restored, the blood purifying, the heart reconsecrated, and the soul returned to the body, you speak, I am the word that reactivates the form. I command the flesh to obey my light. In that instant, there is no resistance, no hesitation. The body recognizes its source and obeys. Regeneration begins. The blood flows lighter. The heartbeat steadies. Energy reorganizes. Pain dissolves. Matter bends to the living command. And in that moment, you understand it was never a metaphor. It was a living code, a sacred vibrational technology. You have not only read an ancient grimoire or learned hidden wisdom, you have remembered that you have always been sovereign over your flesh. And now your entire being is listening, because it was always waiting for this one command. If you have reached this point, it means something inside you recognized the truth. Speak it now. I give the right command. In saying it, you mark the moment you take back authority over your body, and you become an example for other awakened souls to do the same.